in the lead here at Villa Park, and they celebrate in front of those Stevens.
Hello. Welcome to Boropod, or should I say Therapy Pod, for another week of talking about how shit our beloved football team are. Patsy, hello, mate.
Hello.
Good weekend?
Yeah, not bad. Didn't sleep enough. Apart from that, I'm good.
Yeah, but it's NFL playoff season, so that's understandable.
I wasn't going to mention the sport that gets me in trouble, but R.I.P. Zach Charbonnet.
Nick, hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You fucking don't sound it, mate.
I got home for Saturday at like 10:30 after running around at King's Cross in the evening.
That's not a bad time, to be fair. Like 10:30 with all that distance, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very much how quickly can I get out of here journey back.
GWR train.
Yeah. Paddington is always the way. But no, other than that, sure, we'll say I'm all right.
Good. And that Albie off the Twitter, Josh is here. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, mate. Don't ask how it was.
Well, I'll have to eventually, but I'll let you settle in a little bit. I'll let you settle in before we get to it.
I didn't get a GWR train. I had to get a rail replacement bus for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To be fair, the most important question we need to ask about Saturday is: did she come to the game?
No.
Oh,
I found her after.
Words on the end of that sentence.
It's like, people who don't know, we were on the train and she's actually Singaporean, and she's trying to work out her train ticket because of the issues with and she's come and just sat with us and kept asking us about refunds and how to do this. And we've just ended up taking her along with us on the replacement bus, and she sat with us at the back of the coach, and she's not drinking, annoyingly, but she's having a good laugh. She's cackling away about everything. And then we bump into her on the way home as well. We're trying to convince her to come to the game. Luckily for her, she said no. She wanted to spend time with the family instead. Which was brilliant.
I mean, depending on how her family was, maybe she actually gave you the wrong answer. You never know.
Well,
was she in good spirits when you met up with her later?
Yeah, because she was waiting at the bus stop with her daughter.
Definite correct decision then. Yeah.
Lisa, and her daughter goes, "Who's this?" Oh, we're the blokes who found her on the train and brought her.
yeah. We're the ones who got here, love. Right. We didn't pod last week because reasons.
Lack of interest.
Absolutely nothing worth talking about, including Luton. But let's have a quick discussion. I'm going to round it off in one sentence and then I'll let you have at it. Fairly decent performance overall. Luton are not a bad side. We're really shit holding on to leads. There you go.
Yeah. It was a decent performance for I don't know, until we scored. And
55 minutes.
Couldn't hold that lead. Yeah, couldn't hold that lead. Had missed too many chances, not extended the lead. So when they got back into it, we couldn't hold on, couldn't handle what they brought on off the bench, too slow to adapt. So there's some disappointment there, I think. Missed opportunity, and they needed the help of that depth of squad and a referee who was letting the crowd affect his decisions, I think. But ultimately, we've got to look at the things we can correct, which is capitalising on more of the chances you create, and when they bring subs on, adapting to those subs that have come on quicker.
Yeah, I think it was the second half especially was one of the things that we have always felt like we've lacked, not just this season, but last season, around how we manage games. And earlier starts of the season, we kind of got away with it a bit because we'd go 2 goals ahead rather than 1. And Blackpool's probably a prime example of that, where we get ahead, a big enough margin that even when we concede a second, we're still home free. Or somewhere like Port Vale, where it's the last minutes that we buck our ideas up and manage to nick something from it. The last probably 2 months, we've seen a version of taking leads and where we traditionally have been defensively solid, making some really poor errors that lead to goals and not having any oomph behind us to maintain any defensive solidity for the rest of the game, or equally have any thrust going forward to capitalize on those chances and regain the lead. I don't know what the stats are on us taking the lead, holding on to it, or equally getting back into games after conceding, but I can imagine they're both very, very poor.
I think we just really switched off after. I don't want to say after we scored, because it could be after they scored. I don't know what the trigger was, because it was almost the same time. But we did so much so well in the first half and didn't take advantage of it. But I think if we do what we did in the first half every game, we beat 14 teams in this league. With that, we would get more chances out of it. We would score them. But we have to do that for 90 minutes to beat teams like Luton, Cardiff, and it's not enough to do it 55. And I was really annoyed, not because we lost, because I can't think of a reasonable opportunity we had after we went 2-1 down. It seemed like nothing was happening for us at all, and that's what stressed me out.
Yeah, and it's really difficult because I pay attention to the post matches. I don't necessarily take them as gospel all the time, but you can always get nuggets of information about what Rev sees in games or how he reacts to games. And the bit that I took away from that, and especially watching the game and then hearing his post match, was we're too reliant on moments to decide what we do, rather than actually having some forethought to go, actually, right, we've just scored. It's an opportunity to reset and go, right, let's do something now to try and gain some stability. Because actually, when we scored, there was a little bit of back and forth. Luton had a couple of chances in the game that they didn't take, and you could see something might have come. And it was at that point where you feel like, yes, we've scored. Okay, we probably needed to manage for more than 5 minutes. But immediately it was, suddenly our whole game plan went out the window because they scored after 5 minutes and we didn't know what to do after that moment. Realistically, we know our squad reasonably well enough to know what they bring to a team. And I think what I struggle with, and Exeter's probably another prime example when we get onto it, of we're too slow to make a change to impact the game before something happens. We're always waiting for the after. And that's when we get into positions where we're having to claw back, or we look desperate, or we have to start doing things that we really don't want to do, whether it's committing too many men forward, or equally having to put players on out of position just to get more bodies on the pitch and up the pitch, that it then just looks chaotic. And that's not, Stevenage is not chaotic. We're meant to be organised, defensively solid, and then clinical up the other end. And too many times I've seen us be erratic and chaotic in the latter stages of games because we've put ourselves in that position where we have to be.
It is stressful. We don't take advantage of the opportunities we have. Then when we let the team settle, the opposition settle, we find it very hard to create any opportunities at all. And then we go, if we take those chances earlier on, well, we've got to find ways where we create chances even when the other team are set. Because I don't want to get started on Exeter yet, but we weren't troubling anyone at all. And for the last half hour against Luton, we weren't troubling anyone because we weren't doing what we do best. We weren't playing to anyone's strengths. We were just lumping it forward to people who are not target men.
I think Luton was actually a prime example because if I remember rightly, we ended up with Sweeney up front in a 2, but we'd already taken Phoenix and White off at that point. So we'd set up with players for set pieces and they'd taken every set piece taker we had in the squad off the pitch. And it was those kind of things where, exactly like you're saying, like, if we take our chances earlier, we can set up in a way and put players in the right positions and see games out. But then we get to a point where we change White, we change Phoenix to do something different to try and get ourselves back into it because we haven't taken those chances. And we end up with a mix of players that doesn't lend to anything. In that situation, when teams are set pieces is where we've normally taken advantage. And in the Luton game, prime example is we gave ourselves no hope in scoring a set piece because our deliveries were never going to be the best. And ultimately, we'd taken off. We were playing a centre back up front, which is never really going to work most of the time. And we saw that in some of the deliveries we had in the latter stages, that it just wasn't effective at all.
My theory,
And we're
with
incredibly
Sweeney-
reliant on that now, aren't we? Like with the last
we are.
goals, 2 goals coming from Freestone and Luther. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot coming from the players you'd expect it to at the moment.
with the Sweeney up front as well. On Saturday, I was getting really wound up. I was booting the ball forward to Reed, who's my height or so, Kemp, who's 5'5". Like none of them are tall people. The tallest forward we probably have was Young, who's now gone. And we can't keep playing long balls forward to people who aren't going to win those headers against centre backs. So maybe Sweeney up front was him go, well, he might win those headers and bring it down. But we all have their weaknesses. It's League One football. They're not perfect. But you can't expect players like Reed to pick the ball up out of the air with their back to goal 30 yards away and then turn and do something. He has his weaknesses. He's not perfect, but you're not helping the situation there. So maybe Sweeney up front was him trying to create someone who will win the header from the long ball, not just the crosses. But that's by a target man then. They're always available. There's loads of them. They're normally quite shit, but there's always some available.
We
There's
signed
someone that's
two
gonna do what
under.
he needs.
We signed 2 under Evans. We had Hemmings and Oliver.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Nate's face as I said both those names.
Stinky.
That was like at one point Saturday, Roberts had the ball. We had 2 defenders in front of him. No one was there. And again, he has his flaws. What do you expect him to do in that situation? It isn't FIFA, and he's not just going to flick it over 2 people's heads and run through and stop. It's reality, and you're not playing to our strengths. We can say, "Oh, he's doing that wrong. He's not doing that well enough." But if you're not going to help him whatsoever,
You've got to give
that
people the
was-
best chance to succeed. Yeah, you're right.
he just carried on again on Saturday. But that was my issues with the Luton game.
Yeah. I mean, I think as well, one of the things that led into how we failed to secure the points against Luton was the game management once we were ahead, and that's something that has, the game management on Saturday was poor. Game management all season, even early on, we made things unnecessarily difficult for ourselves, but managed to see things through. Whereas now we are failing to do so. I think one of the massive, you hit the nail on the head. One of the massive problems with the way we play at the moment is we're not playing to really the strength of any of the front four.
No.
So what's the point? And what I just don't understand. It feels I can't believe that we are being set up in that formation, the sort of the 4-2-3-1, and then Revs is saying, right, Pidge, when you get the ball, whack it. Why would the instruction to the back four be to fucking hump it long when you've got the 4 up front that you do? I mean, Felix Patterson, what's the point in playing him? Because we're not giving him the ball. We're not. What are the 2 things that he can do? He can turn on a fucking sixpence, and he can beat a man on the swivel. So you do 2 things. You play down the channels, or you play into feet, and he'll either give and go, or he'll try and turn someone. And at the moment, what we're doing is we're instead pumping it up from deep and expecting him to win a header.
I think we'll probably transition into Exeter as we get into this point, but I think we've been found out in a way of everyone knows. I'm going to use a term that Reese has used so many times with me, and he says our back 4 that we're playing currently, their best foot is their head.
Yeah, he loves saying it.
He loves it. He loves it, and I hate saying that he's right, but he is.
He is. Yeah.
He is. And teams have seen it and gone, so all we have to do is set up in a way that means they have to play back to their back 4, and they'll give us the ball back within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is long ball, because they're not going to play a defense cutting pass or one of those kind of tick-a-tacker plays through the lines to get us up the pitch. The alternative when Pidge or Good get on the ball, or Freestone gets on the ball, or even when Luther gets on the ball, is can I find a player in front of me? If not, it's going over the top of them.
Yeah,
and that's just
60-yard crossfield to a winger. Try and
Yeah.
deal with that. You're going to manage that like 20% of the time.
And
Yeah,
then
and that's
15 minutes into the game, when it's happened 4 times already, the wing back's like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
easy day for me. I'll
Yeah.
mop them up all day long because
and
I'm
we
going to
don't
get them running." I'm
the
going to
winner is
get
4-5. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to get a running jump at this, and he can't get off the ground.
yeah. But we don't change when we see that happen. We don't change to look and go,
No.
we probably should do something differently here. Because I don't think the 4-2-3-1 is necessarily the core problem, but it's the way we're playing it. That there's so many opportunities in that system to be fluid and to have players moving into spaces. But Exeter was a prime example where we played really badly and yet we kept trying to do the same thing. And it's not worked for half an hour, 45 minutes. And bear in mind, we went in at half time 0-0. So it wasn't even like we were behind and had to do something to chase the game. We had the opportunity to change something.
The concern with it in particular is that Revs, I don't have the confidence that he knows himself what he wants us to do in order to turn a game on its head. Like 0-0 at half-time against Exeter, where they were comfortably on top at half-time. Or, we did have a patch sort of maybe from 15 minutes through to 25 minutes or so where the football started to improve a little bit. We were starting to link a few passes together. And then I can only assume someone went, hang on, boys, our pass percentage success rate is too high. Let's stop. Let's fuck that off.
I don't think it ever got too high.
It just went to shit. Well, I don't know. Hang on, let me have a look.
I think
it was as much as 66% at that point.
Cool.
Actually finished at 66%. But, yeah.
Our best pass that game was Luther's through ball to our striker. that was our best chance.
It was a lovely pass, to be fair.
It was.
You'd be really annoyed to not come away with an assist, wouldn't you?
I mean, that's why he probably thought it was our striker because he missed.
I mean, there's one thing I'm going to drop in now because I'll forget to do it later. There's some footage knocking around of Luther taking a proper shot from a defender. From one of their strikers, like in the back, which then forced him down and he landed dodgy on his shoulder. And it's really frustrating that we've not heard a word about it from anyone because that's sort of like the guy really comes and puts his shoulder into Luther's back and proper lamps him. And
puts down
it's
10 men as
unsurprising.
well.
It's unsurprising at it's unsurprising at League One level that it's not been picked up, but how that's not been picked up is pretty fucking appalling.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably walking wounded, so wouldn't dare say anything about the. Well, I say this, but Evans 100% would have.
That's all Evans would have.
He would have tried to have coated something with this on a focus on referee. Because
he would have also said it wasn't a penalty,
well. But even Caldwell did it in his post-match. He spoke about the referee and they won 3-0.
Yeah.
It's like, what an opportunity for a manager to come out and maybe, shit performance. But by the way, that referee would have been 100% what Evans would have done. Instead, what we got was we were shit and Bez Labala is going to be good.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care for refs slating, managers slating refs anymore. Honestly, I can just do without it because it doesn't change anything. You get... If you've indicated, you get a fucking letter from the PGML saying, "Oh, sorry, we messed that up. We'll do better next time," and they don't do better. Nothing changes. What's the point? What's the point in even having a discourse about it at this level? Like, fuck it.
I think it's less about the criticism of the referee. This is where Evans is the prime example because you can see it even when he's at Bristol Rovers and he's had 6 months out. He does the same thing, but he just knows when's the point to try and divert some attention and deal with things in house, and when's the point to call people out. And although the words say I'm complaining about a referee, we can think on many occasions we've played poorly. He's gone off about the referee, and we've sat here and gone, "Oh, Evans is complaining about the referee again," and we've not spoken about the performance. And that's the bit about it is that what I look at what happened after Exeter on Twitter and things like that. And I think rightfully we're frustrated with how we're playing and our results. But I think there's a way that previously with experienced managers, that message has been managed much better, that it hasn't sounded like a absolute chaos and we're in the trenches and all this kind of stuff. We're diverted slightly and we talk about different things because of what a manager's come out and done. And it feels like everyone's talking about this week being really, really important now, when actually we had that spell back end of the Steve season where we were probably just as bad. But I don't remember us at the time really talking that much about this manager might have to get the sack in the same way that we're hearing now.
we didn't. We weren't talking about Steve in those terms. Don't think it was far off. And I think it is still premature for Revs about talking about him getting the sack. I know I've certainly seen a lot of people doing so. I think he's earned some the early season form, some of which was perhaps as good as I've seen us play in for as long as I can remember. Maybe not as consistently electric as you sort of hope and you would assume looking at the fucking table. But we played some really, really good football early on, and I think it's just so easy to forget how good it was. That's not a coincidence. Revs had us playing some really good football. There was none of this resort to long ball football. There was players were passing and moving. Some of it is players going off the boil. Some of it is teams sort of working out how to handle us. I want to be wrong about my fears over Revs not having a plan B, but the evidence is sort of pointing in that direction at the moment. I think I'm sure. Kind of sure. No, I am sure. I'm sure that the threat of relegation isn't there. I'm sure we will scrape enough points between now and the end of the season that we won't come into that problem. It's tighter this season, a lot tighter this season than it was last. I mean, Burton at this point have got, I think, 15 more points or around that number, 12, 15 more points than they did at this stage last season, and they are still in a dogfight. But they're no better off for those 15 points. So
there's 4 teams worse than us in this league. Like there are 4 teams that are worse than us. Personnel.
There are 4 squads.
8 teams at least.
Well,
there are definitely 4 squads worse than us. I mean, I go as far. I'd agree with Josh. There are as many, easily as many as 8 squads.
Yeah.
However,
there's minimum 4. That means we shouldn't slip into that bottom 4.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about it at all.
No.
Because people are like, oh, well, if we play like that every week, we will. Well, yeah, but if we play like we did against Stockport every week, we'll get promoted.
Right, exactly, and that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
If we performed against Luton and Exeter the way we did against Cardiff away, we'd have won both of those games.
Yeah. And that game was, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
The Luton game,
we're not
135 minutes of football ago, a game and a half ago, it was half time at Luton, and we're saying, we're playing really good here. We've turned the page.
Yeah, and we had. We were. There was link-up play. We looked like we wanted to get Phoenix involved and on the move. The defenders were playing well. The midfield were playing at a fucking canter. But the problem is that Luton found another gear and we didn't.
Yeah, and I think it's that bit of when conditions suit us, and I mean size of pitch, opposition. Like if it works to how we want to play, we will look brilliant. Luton, small pitch, we could manage that much better for 45 minutes. They found something different. They brought on players that, quite frankly, we could only dream of being able to afford similar. And that ultimately was the primary difference in that game, bar us managing it poorly. Exeter, the pitch was massive. And having a massive pitch like that does not work for us defensively when they're playing a back 3 with wing backs and they're bringing players into midfield to double up on midfielders and create space. There was so much space on Saturday for Exeter, and it felt like we were suffocated every time we were on the ball. But the pitch was massive. We just didn't use it properly. And
go
on. And I think that's where, again, when we talk about Revs and kind of system and style, is that we don't look at, we're away from home. It's a massive pitch. They're really good at home. We will need to be different to what we normally are. Maybe you don't change your fundamental principles significantly, but you still got to do something different. You can't turn up and expect teams to lie down to how you want to play. I mean, we said the exact same about Luton. Luton ultimately expected to be able to, us to turn up and bow down to how they were going to play, and that's how they wanted to win the game. Turns out we didn't do that for 55 minutes, and then we did for 35. But we don't change. We don't try and do things differently to have people second guessing.
And again, the big picture is what I was saying about lumping the ball forward to Reed. If he gets the ball, there's 20 yards between him and Roberts, him and Phoenix. There's 5 defenders there, and he's on his own. What is he meant to do in that situation? He needs someone with him, next to him. He needs someone running onto stuff, or taking it and letting him run onto stuff.
And that's not fixed. And that's not fixed by bringing in Harry Cornick. Like,
No.
if you give Harry Cornick
but
the
at
same as
least he can
Jamie
hold
Reed,
the ball up.
yeah, but even if you still got 20 yards there, Harry Cornick is not going to be able to do the same thing of hold the ball, spin, and so the talk of we just need another striker, Reed's had it, is actually, well, if you give any striker the same as what Reed's got, they're probably going to be just as bad. They might have a little bit more, they might hold on to the ball for a little bit longer, but if you've not got people coming up, we're trying to play with 3 forwards essentially, and they're all in different parts of the pitch every time one of them gets on the ball.
Postcodes.
There's no, there isn't a lot of cohesion among the front 3 or 4, and obviously, I mean the biggest sort of parallel between our results and our performances not being what they were. There are 2 really. Is that Kemp is just not the player he was 3 months ago. Not as in he's lost it completely, but the form-wise, he's just not performing the way he was 3 months ago. You barely see him doing, making the little intricate passes, passing and moving, find himself open. He's being marked out of the game. That's probably an approach of our opponents as much as it is him just being off the boil. More so, I hope. And the difference is that because we are under it a bit more, we are naturally playing a lot deeper. That means Jamie Reed isn't playing the game that is his strength. His strength is in the box or on the edge of the box, making little runs, knocking it in. Not having, the best Jamie Reed is the instinctive Jamie Reed, isn't it? We've seen unlimited number of times. You give him 5-10 seconds to think about where he's putting the ball. It's going 2 places, in the goalkeeper's arms or in the stands. When you get the ball to him and he's just bang, there aren't many better instinctive finishers in League One. There aren't. Like, he can be electric at that, but we just don't play to that. And it's been a frustration with Jamie Reed for many, many years that we do fizz the ball into the box at times and he's not there. But that's because we counter, he doesn't stay up with play, or either he's gone offside, he's gone too early, or he's a mile back. But that's because he's been pulled back and pulled back and pulled back because of how deep we are. Like, it's a horrible situation for Reed to be in. But we need what's really frustrating if we play into the strength of Campbell and Phoenix and Roberts, less so Kemp, but those 3. They will feed and they will play to the strengths of Jamie Reed. It's just not happening, and I don't. It has to be more about how the opposition are being set up, because we were doing it. I think it's just a case that we're not being allowed to do it.
Yeah, I think
because the alternative is that we've changed the instructions, and that's mental.
Yeah, I think we're in a what's really obvious is I think we're still in that squad transition period of moving from an Evans way of playing and the style of player that Evans had to Rebs' way, because I think the way we got away with it at the start of the season is Harvey White was on form, and so the opportunity was that Good or Pidge or even Houghton would give the ball to White, and White would be creating those chances with passing, moving, getting up the pitch, shots from outside the box. And so you kind of ignored that our defenders couldn't play football because we weren't asking them to. Now teams have sussed that out and they're forcing our defenders to play football, and we haven't got the personnel at the back to play football in that way. And so you look at it and you go, we've known for years Pidge is not the best on the ball. We've accepted that because we never asked him to be good on the ball. Now he's having to try and be good on the ball. His flaws are showing. His weaknesses are presenting themselves. The fact that we're asking him and Good and Freestone to be sitting on the halfway line and make recovery runs is exactly why these players are being exposed a lot more than what they previously did. And so you look at it and you go, we probably do need a proper left back, whether that's Saxon or whether it's another one with Butler out. You probably do need a slightly different profile of centre back if you want to play that style of football. And we haven't got those players yet. But if we keep playing that way, we're still going to see the same errors. We're still going to see the same mistakes because these aren't players that you're going to coach to play football anymore. They're 32, going on 34. And even your Houghtons and your Louis Thompsons. Louis Thompson can't get a minute at the moment. And Houghton
Which
seems
is
to be off.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and Houghton seems to have really dropped off as well in terms of what he's really good at. But I feel like it's because he's being asked to do a lot of things that he's not good at. And we all know he's not good at. And we get frustrated at him for not doing it well.
One of those players that you don't want to see too much on the ball,
yeah.
is he? Which sounds weird about when you're talking about a footballer, but he's so good at breaking things up and being a pain, like a thorn in the side of a midfielder, attacking midfielder.
That's also what we love about Dan Phillips.
Yeah.
But we know we don't really want Dan Phillips on the ball for very long.
Unless he's in a corner.
Unless he's in a corner, getting his arse out. And that's where I think our real sticking point is.
It's fine. It's 21:02. We're past 9 o'clock. Crack on.
In conference field, you meant.
We've only really got Harvey White that is good, that undeniably good on the ball on his day. In that midfield, really. I mean, even Louis Thompson isn't the best on the ball. He's good on the ball, but he's not the best on the ball. He's not going to weave in and out of players and find cutting passes, but he will run with the ball and he'll find spaces. That's what we're really lacking, especially if we go and sell Harvey White, which I don't think is going to happen anymore. But if we did,
well, look, funny you should say that. We've had a question. What players are we keen to see out of the door? Bez doesn't count. I mean, I'm tempted, as much as it might seem a bit odd. I'm kind of tempted to say Harvey White because I want the money. I know Spurs have a sell-on fee.
What? That's not fair. It only goes one way.
Do you know how much they've got as well?
Have a sell-on fee.
Well,
it's like around 30% as well.
Well, so I mean, I've seen 40, I've seen 20, and I've seen 30. So
I've gone in the middle.
I'm gonna err on the side of caution. I'd be surprised if it was any more than 25%, but even that's a good old fucking chunk in it. But you know, we lose him for free in the summer. He'll end up at Stockport or maybe like one of the championship strugglers, perhaps. For nothing. So I think fuck it, get him out, use that money.
I think it's really difficult.
Get a replacement midfielder, get a left back.
I think that's the bit though. It's
tough.
Fucking
difficult.
It's
really
that replacement bit that's the really key thing here because
whoever is available is at an inflated price.
Yeah. Yes, we're saying we're not going to get relegated, all this kind of stuff. But ultimately, if we're building really for something next season, the last thing you want to do is be spending 3-4 months at the back end of a season with a really key part of your midfield missing because you haven't found a replacement for someone you sold. And although there's value being lost in terms of monetary value, do you lose a lot more in terms of your ability to progress a way of playing if Ravel is the guy that Wallace wants to take on for another season? Mm-hmm. You can't do that if you lose Harvey White and don't replace him with a like-for-like player. You can't play that way. You can't. Yeah. The whole thing has to change. And Exeter was a prime example because Harvey White did not start that game. We had Houghton, we had Phillips, and then Kemp. And if Kemp's not on it when he gets on the ball, you're a bit stuffed when Phillips and Houghton are the two you're relying on to get on the ball and do something.
And get to Reed, who's now 45 yards away.
Yeah. Otherwise, you've got Phoenix dropping so far back to get the ball off Luther. He's got to go another 60 yards of the ball to get in any dangerous areas.
I mean, he's playing on the other side of the field, so that's a long journey.
Well, you never know where he's going to play these days. To be fair, we've seen it where like Campbell's come over to the other side a fair few times.
Well, I mean, actually, we're also in trouble at right back. Because Leafer's going to be out for a while. He's in a cast.
Yeah, I think
he's going to be out for a while, and Patton is not a suitable replacement. Yeah. I haven't liked a single minute of watching him so far.
I mean, Walsall, he was terrible against Walsall in the cup. I will completely say that. I don't think he's awful in the sense of I think he is a bit better defensively as long as he's not passing the ball sideways. That's the one thing that he always was poor at, is when he gets the ball, he's always looking for a sideways pass or a backwards pass. If he's got out of that habit and is focused on going forwards, and to be honest, it's what Luther's done a lot. He gets the ball, when he goes back, he ends up giving it back to Good, and we try and go back round the other way, rather than trying to do something down the line. But if Patterson has that about him, his energy and his pace actually might help us. I don't actually think Luther's as quick as we think he is. When you see him trying to do recovery runs, Patterson is quick.
No, but the difference being is that Luther's positioning and general reading of the game is pretty fucking good. Usually,
I don't doubt that he's probably better than Patterson because he's played more games at this level. But I think Patterson could do a job, and I can't remember what the league game was that he came in when Luther had his spell injured previously this season. But Patterson went on a run of 2 or 3 games when he came in to replace Luther that he looked really good. And then he had he did do well. I'm going to try and find the spell now.
Agree.
Every year we have Luther go out injured, and then we put someone who doesn't normally play right back in there, and we do fine. We did it with McDonald. We did it with Freeman.
Nick Freeman played pretty well at the weekend.
He did at right back.
At right back.
We'll probably be fine with Patterson because we keep lucking into a situation where whoever we put there to cover for him just does fine.
Yeah. Patterson started 2 games in the league this season, and has an average rating of 6.17, pass success rate of 68%, which is all right.
He definitely played well against Bradford.
The rating's not great.
He definitely played well against Bradford. I'm looking now. I thought he did reasonably well against Lincoln despite us losing. And I think every game he's played in the trophy, other than the Walsall game, he's looked like he's had something about him. And I think that's where, again, we talk about players getting runs of games.
Mm-hmm.
Players getting 2 games every 3 months, you're never going to see the best of them. It's whether they can put in a good enough performance to start the next game, really, isn't it?
That's what we call Jake Young syndrome.
Yeah, but I feel more confident having Patterson as the backup than when we had Kane Smith as the backup.
Well, that's because Kane Smith was also always injured.
But even when he played defensively,
or at the darts.
What? Yeah, or at the darts. Saying Evans out. What is it about us and left and fullbacks that can't stay healthy? Like, what is it? Like, what is this obsession in recent years? Because I mean, Saxon Early has been healthy enough to play 9 minutes of football in 4 years.
Well, I'll be interested to see if Saxon is injured or if he's just not being selected. Because in the same way that Sweeney was out of the squad at Exeter, it wasn't because he was injured or anything. It's because of what we wanted on the bench.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sweeney starts.
Well,
tomorrow,
if we play a back 3, I think he has to start.
He's the one that's more mobile with his feet. We complained when he did it, but he will keep holding the ball and try to pass it on the ground forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes it went wrong, and we all talk about it, and we stopped doing it.
Well, I think. I
say we all. Some people did.
I think his cock ups are more when he decides to dribble into an attacker and just, half the time he gets past them, half the time it ends up in a goal.
Yeah, or pass it.
It's at least one game, but at least then you're feeling something, which is one more thing than I felt in the Exeter game.
What do we feel about Pidge at the moment? I know how I feel about Pidge. I just want to gauge how we're feeling generally about Pidge, because I know a lot of people say you can't drop your captain.
You definitely can.
I think his run the last 4 or 5 games is supremely droppable.
I think there's 2 players of recent form where previously they were undroppable, and now I'm looking at going, if they're any other player in that squad and they play that badly for that long, they're not in the next team.
Bez is one of them.
Well, 3. Pidge is one of them, and I think Kemp, since he came back from injury, has ineffective is the word I'm going to use.
Synonyms there.
Yeah. Because I look at it and go, Jordan Roberts is back. You've got 2 wide players, and your normal 10 is not performing.
Has Campbell been injured?
He was ill, I think, around Christmas time.
Yeah, but Kemp's
And
done
it's just-
nothing
Yeah.
to warrant inclusion so often over Kem Campbell.
Yeah, I mean,
since he came back.
It's a mentality. Just these players are really important to me. It is my captain. These are key players. They're not going to find form on the bench. I'm just going to keep going until something changes.
Until something else.
Is that what the plan is?
But that is the whole mentality and mantra of Dino Marmarian. We all know how well that went.
I think there's.
And in
there's a lot
fairness to Revs, he did at least say in the post-match after Exeter that was unacceptable. We need to do something better and do something different and find something better. So I'd be more worried about the current situation if he was trying to gaslight us into, no, it was just a little bit of unlucky. It wasn't our day.
I mean,
he's being open and honest that things need to improve, and that means he's got to be open to looking to do different things to make that improvement. So,
and I do think this could be a good point, a good moment of our season, despite being horrific. Is it here to know? Yeah, you know what? I need to find something else now. We have been. This is very telegraphed now. We know what's coming. I'm going to have to find a whole new approach. Maybe tomorrow night. There's 2 strikers up front.
I would love to see Reed and Cornick start.
Yeah,
Cornick to hold the ball. I mean, there were two moments. He received the ball into feet, held off his man, turned and brought a winger into play, and I went, okay, nothing's come from it, but we've not had that all fucking season because Jamie Reed gets the ball into feet and loses it most of the time. It's not his strength. I don't know why. We've talked about this.
Yeah. I think I'm 100% with you in terms of like we're at a point where, not to say it can't get any worse because it definitely could, but we're at a stage where it's like if you do something differently, the worst that can happen is you're not any better than you were the game before. Really, that's the worst that can happen in this scenario.
No, I mean you get absolutely fucking humped.
Yeah, but you would know within like 15, 20 minutes if it's really, really wrong.
And you make the adjustment.
You make the adjustment. But at least then you've tried something. I'd rather us go with something really fresh and different and it not work and us be able to sit back and go, look, we tried something different, it didn't work. Then us go with the same old crap and know what's not going to work.
Okay, how's this? We play Sweeney, Good and Freestone as a back 3. Pattendon and Phoenix as wing backs. A midfield 2 of Louis Thompson and Harvey White. Roberts behind Cornick and Reed. Because that feels positive. It feels aggressive and it feels quite sturdy as well.
So I'm
the only danger is that is you have absolutely no replacements for your front 2 in the current squad, so it's just
you got Chovan Malcolm and Bez Labala.
No, all right, fair.
Bez Labala isn't on my bench.
I had something.
Lenny Brown is on my bench.
We'll get onto that. Well,
I'm not touching them until
they've won the FA Youth Cup.
In isolation, that pause. In isolation.
Only because I think they are. I mean, they're in the last 16 now.
Yeah,
I would genuinely not. I would rather see them have all the players they want and go and actually fucking, or see how far I can get, and not go. I've kind of fucked it a bit. I keep playing the same players in the same position. It's not worked. Give me all of the good players you've got right now, so I can fix it.
I did think that.
Let them do it.
Yeah, I did think I seen Doco, and he was with the squad on Saturday doing the warm up, and I was like, Christ, could you imagine if he got injured just doing a little bit of a kickabout before our game at Exeter and he can't play the rest of the FA Youth Cup? I was like, that'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
I'm sure
that would be awful. That would be a real kick in the teeth to Doco, and then that would not be fair.
But
I'm sure they would
benefit. On the same team as Dan Phillips, he'll be fine.
We would probably benefit from having some of them get some minutes. I'm sure they'd be really hungry and they would do something different, but I think they deserve what they're doing now, and I wouldn't want to interfere with that for Irish. You've got a squad of players, you've signed them, or you've been around them long enough. we can fix it with what we've got. It's up to you to make that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, in reality, I would see having, I mean, Malcolm to a lesser extent, but having Kemp ready to come in place of Roberts, either if Roberts isn't playing well, or push Roberts up top with not Jamie Reid, with Cornick, and then have Kem Campbell, who I think isn't obviously a striker, but you could put him up there and do it, and you could do a job if you're playing to his strengths.
Yeah. So the system that I was madly thinking about was very dependent.
Flat back four.
Fuck no. It depends on Saxon. I'm assuming Saxon isn't injured just because, based on also some of the stuff that Neil's posted, he hasn't heard anything about him being injured, and I just wouldn't put it past him not being in the. I wouldn't put it past Revs just not having him in the squad because he wants 4 strikers on the bench or 4 attackers on the bench. Sorry. So if Saxon is fit and able to play, the best we've ever seen Saxon is in a back 3 as a wing back, especially next to Lewis Freestone, who is definitely his long lost brother. Adamant. But I would go that exact same back 3 with Pattenden, Saxon. I'd then
are we putting Woodford in goal?
I've skipped over goalkeeper because I don't want to address that.
Okay, fair enough. That feels a little bit too much for this week's session. We'll get to that next week.
Yeah. And midfield pairing, I'm not fussed if it's Louis Thompson or Houghton, but you can't have Dan Phillips next to him. It's got to be Harvey White. And then I would play a front 3, which has either I'd probably read through the middle because I just don't think Cornick has a huge amount of minutes in him right now. But back end of the game, half an hour, 100% comes on for Reid if Reid is off it, and then you put Phoenix and Roberts essentially in like not out wide, not in a 10, in those nice little gaps that they're closer to Reid. They can operate and spin into wide areas, or they can come short to collect the ball, and you just provide 3 attackers in a condensed space in the middle of the pitch with your wing backs giving you the width.
Give the centre backs headaches left, right, and centre.
100%, and just let those 3 at the front link up, because you can put the ball into any 3 of those, and the way that system's set up is your wing backs will give the width, and so they can stay near each other.
my only concern with my concern with that is that you're relying on hold up and link, and
are you?
Yeah, I think you are.
I think you're relying on your wing backs getting high up the pitch, your midfielders getting on the ball and going, right, I'm going to have at least 2 options, and neither of them are going to be a centre back. Because it's either going to be Roberts coming in and Phoenix spinning into a space, or it's going to be your left wing back or your right wing back pushing up, or coming inside. Like, this is, to be honest, is what Exeter did on Saturday that completely bamboozled us in the midfield. Their left wing back came inside, and Houghton goes, shit, he's not meant to be my man, but he's right next to me.
Complete overload, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so despite them having a +1 at the back, because they were playing 3 centre-backs, they somehow had an extra man in midfield. Because Phillips would go running, chasing the man that he's meant to be marking, and then Houghton's sitting there going, crap, why has he come over here? I've now got 2 players, and Cole, for them, has gone, yep, cheers, I'll go sit in front of Pidge, knowing that he's not going to get out to me in time, and I'll have all this space to play in. And if Exeter can do that, we definitely can play in a similar way, or we have enough intelligence in our squads to identify that and look for spaces in that way and create overloads in the right areas. And that's what Revs wants. He wants overloads. The way that we try to play is overloads.
If Exeter can do that, so can at least 20 other teams in this league. He'll be very aware that it works against us. So now you have to really start thinking, how am I going to set up? Because if Exeter can do it, I bet Bolton can.
Bolton will play a 3 tomorrow, 100%.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, there are 2 ways this goes, aren't there? They either win 4-0 or we win 1-0.
Yeah. Well, no one scores more goals than Jamie Reid when people start talking about his form. As soon as you mention his form, he'll start scoring again. If he scores tomorrow, scores Saturday, scores in 2 weeks' time at Barnsley, job done. Then the moment you mention his form, as long as you don't look at what's going on, just don't mention his form when he scores, you're fine.
The second someone goes, playing all right, and he gets a call up for Northern Ireland. It all goes to shit.
Something different tomorrow night, or if it's not tomorrow night, at least Saturday, please. Like something different.
Tomorrow night is very, very soon after Exeter to implement. Saturday might be very soon to try to implement a completely different system.
Well,
which doesn't have to be a completely different system, but
we've played the 3 before this season,
big
so
change,
there's a way.
big change is needed. Yeah.
Do you have to do a different season?
And what have you got to lose if you're creating nothing and losing anyway?
Yeah.
Let's start simple. I'll put an extra striker up front. We want to see Cornick playing. So, something new. We've signed him for a reason. But my theory is instead of him going, let's put Cornick on as well, he'll go, okay, same system. Reed, you're on the bench. Cornick, you're starting in his place. Let's carry on.
Yeah, and it will be exactly the same.
That's what I get frustrated and I sort of don't get excited when we get chances and stuff, is we make substitutions, but we're just changing the player who's doing what we're doing. If it's not working, it's not right, let's bring Campbell on instead of Roberts. Okay, but we're still doing the same thing. Roberts wasn't making it work. Campbell's not going to make it work. It's not working that way. So it actually needs to be something different tomorrow.
Right, we've done 51 near enough minutes on this, and that's more than enough.
I feel the weight's lifted already.
I feel lighter. I feel happier, and we're gonna go with that, right? We're gonna go with that because I've got a new format for a quiz.
Can I use
Given
Ben
what they said about this quiz, this is going to be about half time.
So we're playing cricket. You each get an innings, which is one question, but that we have multiple answers for. Obviously, it's cricket, so in each you basically each get a turn batting, but you also get a turn bowling. So the way this all works, okay? And Pat, listen, because you're going to accuse me later of changing the rules. And I'm telling you now, it's not happening. So
he's listening intently.
You get 2 wickets, right? They're your lives. Each I've said this already, but I'll go again. Each innings consists of a single question with multiple correct answers. The first correct answer you get will score you 1 run. The second correct answer will get you 2 runs. The third will get you 4 runs. And the fourth, fifth, and sixth, should you be that successful, will get you 6 runs. Right? There are some caveats. This is where Pat will be like, all right, here we go. If the batter and the bowler both get the question right and the answers are different, the batter will score runs. If both get the question right and the answers are the same, you have been caught and you lose a wicket. If the bowler gets a question wrong and the batter gets it right, it's a no ball and the batter will get an extra point on top of the points that they score for the answer, should they get it right. And if the batter gets a question wrong and the bowler gets it right, you've been clean bowled and you lose a wicket. It's not that complicated. I'm here to talk you through it.
I disagree. That sounds really complicated.
I've seen this on TikTok, so it's fine. I know exactly how this works.
I don't have a TikTok account, but
Nor do I.
I didn't see this morning on YouTube. Right, Pat, you were bowling first.
Cool. I definitely know what's going on. This is going to go really well.
How are we doing the answers so that?
So I will give you some thinking time for each ball, and then I will ask you to say your answers, and you both say it at the same time.
Okay.
I know the internet might cause a little bit of lag, but I think it will be fine.
I was going to say Pat's on a potato.
Yeah, I know.
Hey!
That is on a potato.
I'm gonna pretend I've frozen so I get more time. Thank you, my answer.
Classic.
So
had a smooth first 55 minutes.
As our guest, Josh, you are at the crease first.
Oh, Christ.
So
I don't do well,
so Nick, you are literally just observing first round. You can help me adjudicate.
So you've got the one person who knows how this works, not involved in the first round.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
To be fair,
fantastic
That's so much more
solution.
fun.
To be fair, I didn't know that he knew how this works. I expected you all to be like, "What the fuck is this?" But this
I feel like he
Driving
should bat
instructor,
first.
you get the checkered flag. You two, get in the car.
So, do you know what? I wrote a question down, and then I changed it because the answer wasn't great, and I can't remember what the question was. No, it's fine. I've remembered. So, the first question is players who are not from the home nations. So England,
Okay.
Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Obviously, a lot of them will be born here and will be largely English, but have second nationalities and or would likely represent other nations or do represent other nations. This is the nationality that they have listed on FBref. Okay? So, Pat and Josh, have a quick think. You got 10 seconds. I might cut some of this down in the edit. Okay. So at the same time, give me your answer.
Ready? Do you want to count us down or
3, 2, 1.
Phoenix?
Peter Vincenti.
Vincenti is listed as English.
Well, he's from Jersey, so I dispute that.
I thought it was only current players, to be fair, but
No,
Cool.
it's literally
Oh.
everyone.
well, I'm still saying Phoenix. I think he's Irish.
Well, it's a correct score, so you get 2 points for that because Pat, they're listed as English. They play for England from the Channel Islands. Phoenix is Filipino. He plays for the Filipino national team or has represented them along the way.
And part Scottish.
And part Scottish, yes, indeed. So second ball. 10 seconds starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Timothy
Michael
Lotawala.
Fallacy.
Right, I heard Lotutala. Who did you say, Pat?
I said Michael Thalassius.
Nice. Okay, so here we go. So this is both correct answers, and that
Woo!
scores Albie. Sorry, I keep calling you Albie, Josh, Albie, whoever
So
you are.
everyone's fine.
Scores you 2 points. So you're currently four runs for no wickets. Lovely. Third one, 10 seconds starts now. Three, 2, 1, shoot.
Luther.
Sasha Bastian.
Again, 2 good answers. And that scores Josh 4 runs.
Can I retire hurt? I've not got this high before.
Are you declaring?
Bring him in.
I hadn't banked on anyone trying to declare.
I'm good.
We're carrying on. 10 seconds starts now. I say 10 seconds. You haven't had 10 seconds once yet.
It's fine.
Until you're bored.
3, 2, 1.
Darren Murphy.
Lionel Perez.
Again, I think that's a wicket because I think Lionel Perez. I'll be honest, he didn't come up in my on my list, which is horrendous.
I was going to say another name, but he never actually played a game for us, so I had to panic at the last minute.
Lionel Perez is okay.
No,
he's French.
He's French, isn't he? Yeah.
I say I'm sure he was French.
Yeah. No, you're all right. You're all right. So that is a 6.
Do they have to play a game for us or just be part of a squad?
No,
We have
they-
signed the player.
as long as we sign them and they've been our player, they're legit.
Cool.
Patrick and Josh, next round or next answer. Sorry, this is 5, number 5. 10 seconds starts now. And 3, 2, 1.
Zoltan
Biro
Liptak.
Dembele.
Who was yours, Josh?
Liptak.
What
Who?
a name. Sultan Liptak.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, okay, 6. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat, isn't it? Final round. Final ball, sorry. 10 seconds.
2 games,
starts
by
now.
the way, Liptak played for us. 2.
And 3, 2, 1.
Bazanis.
Jesse Joronen.
Both went goalkeepers there. But it's another 6. So,
One played for Brisbane the other night. Was on the bench of Brisbane because I looked at the score and there's about 8 players who've played for various football league clubs. Chris Long scored a penalty. He was at Crewe, and I saw his name. I thought, oh, cool.
So I mean, look, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard to beat. 26 not out. It's a pretty good start.
My high score's 19. Walking off my bat here.
You just got to
Crowd
make
were
sure that
applauding.
you've just got to make sure your fielding, your bowling, is spot on as well in the next bit. But we've got Nick, your bowling, Pat. You are at the crease. You're at the wicket.
Ooh.
The next question is teams that have gained automatic promotion from League 2 since 2010.
Oh, what?
God.
I'd enjoy this.
Give me the internationals.
10 seconds starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Northampton.
Wrexham.
Both good
I think you'll get
answers.
some catches. I think there'll be catches here.
I'm hoping so.
And they win matches, as we know.
I'm hoping so because then the format doesn't fall on its ass. Because if you all just get all the runs available, it ain't done happen again, does it? Second ball. 10 seconds starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Stockport.
Gillingham.
Both blue.
Again, both
Getting
good
closer.
answers. That's
Ones you've
2
got,
runs.
2010.
2 runs for Nicholas. Third ball. 10 seconds starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Stevenage.
Luton Town.
I thought he might try and,
Just pick the same.
I thought he might go, he's never going to say Stevenage, is he? So,
10 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Cambridge United.
Exeter City.
Very nice. Both of them finishing second in their one promotion. I think what's that? That's 6. I tell you what, this is T20 cricket, isn't it? Everyone's slugging. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Leighton Orient.
Port Vale.
Do feel a little bit of suspense. Just a little bit.
I think it'll get interesting now.
Hopefully.
I think one is coming.
10 seconds.
One's going to turn.
3, 2, 1.
Doncaster Rovers.
Chesterfield.
One of my favourite things about this is that because of I'm assuming it's Pat's internet and it's not just Pat timing it incredibly conveniently. Pat's got way too much integrity to be cheating. But the way Pat goes and times his answer perfectly after Nick's finished talking, it's just surprise. So Pat, you have scored the maximum without, unfortunately, a no ball. So you've hit 25.
I'll take that.
25 runs. You'll take that. Well, yeah, you didn't throw a no ball. Like
I didn't.
Did.
Yeah.
In fairness, I understand what Pat was going for, and he's technically correct, which is the best kind.
Technically correct and losing. It's brilliant.
The final round.
I'm not going to get the worst category now, aren't I?
Josh, you're bowling. Nick, you're at the wicket. And the category, the question is teams that have made the playoff final in League One since 2010.
Oh, Christ.
You were correct. You got the worst category.
It was designed to get harder as we go, actually.
Oh, so you left me last?
There are fewer. I mean, I drew. To be fair, I drew these I did draw them at random. So you.
I was 11 in 2010. I was enjoying Freddos and shit like that.
There are 22 teams to pick from.
Right.
Just for point of reference, there were 34 automatic promotions from League Two, and for some reason I did only have 77 players on my list. From abroad, which clearly wasn't enough. I think perhaps there may have been an
78.
I think perhaps there may have been an arbitrary year limit on that Josh was like, "Fuck your limit." I'm going old school.
Can you repeat the question again, just so I don't fuck up?
Teams that have made the playoff final in League One.
So it's not win; it's just made the final.
No, they just made the final. They don't have to have won it.
That's fine.
And if you name a team, obviously you can't name them again if they have been there multiple times.
Yeah.
They only count once.
Was there any of it been multiple times?
There's plenty of them that have been multiple times. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. 10 seconds.
How's your nerve?
3, 2, 1.
Sheffield United.
Leyton Orient and Sheffield United.
I was hoping it'd be on his mind. When you said it'd be multiple times, I thought he's trying to go recent, maybe multiple times. It'd be in his head to say Orient.
Both good answers, and I like that you're trying to get into Nick's mind.
I'm not
gonna lie. I'm desperate for a fucking wicket. Honestly, like I didn't watch the Ashes, but I'd imagine this is how every England fan felt watching that absolute shit show.
Has Pat gone to stand in the slips?
Yeah, he's taking lunch. Second ball.
I can't even think of any more now.
10 seconds. Three, 2, 1.
Wycombe Wanderers.
Charlton.
Both multiple times. Both lost one and won one. Oh, sorry, Charlton lost. Charlton won 2 actually, and Wycombe won 1 and lost 1.
I just had Akin Fenwer in my head saying I'm technically unemployed. Hit me up on the WhatsApp.
10 seconds.
Oh, that's annoying.
3, 2, 1.
Peterborough United.
I was fucking frozen.
I heard. Huh.
I was going to say Scunthorpe, then just froze.
Okay, well, yeah. So you've bowled a no ball.
That's fine. My fault.
And you said Peterborough won it in 2011. And I haven't been adding your points, Nick. So let me just do that now. There we go. Okay. Fourth ball. 10 seconds. Three, two, one.
Sheffield
Millwall.
Wednesday. Just for you, Pat.
Millwall played it in 2016 and 2017. Lost in 2016 and won in 2017. And you said Sheffield Wednesday, and they won it in 2023. That's a 6.
That's why I panicked about the Peter one, because I realised that was in the semi-final that Sheffield Wednesday overturned that.
Sheffield Wednesday had lost, what was it, 4 or 5-1
Yeah.
or something in the first leg, and then overturned like 7 goals or something.
And I panicked, realising
Absolutely
shit.
fucking ridiculous pair of games.
Oh, but some of the most entertaining football as a neutral I think I've ever watched. It was utterly.
I had about 17 heart attacks.
Oh yeah, on a par with that Barcelona PSG Champions League, like mad.
Very similar quality, yeah.
I mean, far more entertaining. Ball 5, 10 seconds.
I'm really short of them now.
You said that on first go, mate.
Yeah, and then I had some second
3, 2, 1.
Derby
Bradford.
County.
Ooh.
I don't think Derby have, and that's the problem.
We have a wicket.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a wicket. Sorry to celebrate that so much, Nick, but honestly, I've got one question.
I knew it was coming.
We've got one ball left. Delighted.
Coming.
Absolutely delighted. Okay, last question, last ball. 10 seconds.
This could be another one, because
I can't remember if we've even said this one at this point.
3, 2, 1.
Rotherham.
Luton Town.
He's out.
Yeah,
2 wickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fucking
I want to
fixed.
have here.
So there we go. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that final. I'm sorry, Nick, but I'm really happy that final round went the way it did. I would have preferred them to have been the wickets to have been spread out, but at least we've seen a couple. So the final scores: Nick's innings, he scored 14 for 2. Pat 25 for no wickets, and Josh wins 26 for no wickets.
I had so many internationals that I could have whipped out.
In fairness, we could have just kept going because there are still a lot not answered. There are still
Petrovicius would have come out.
Yeah, he was next on my list.
He was one in there.
Who the Hungarian keeper was? I kept trying to think of his
Hagi.
name.
Christian
That's
Hagi.
Hagi.
Yeah.
God, I'd forgotten him completely.
Hagi.
I did put down all of the nationalities in my spreadsheet when I was doing this because I wanted to be able to say where they're from or double check that you knew as well. And I've got all of the automatic promotion, like where they all finished and what year, but I just didn't talk about it at all that round.
It would have been unfair for me to have had the nationalities one because I did that quiz a few months back, which is all about internationals for Stephen.
That is definitely why I didn't put that in that round. Definitely, 100%.
My next one was going to be Santos Gaia. I was waiting on that one.
Old school.
I think that I think all 3 of these were since 2010, but seeing as I didn't say it in the first round, I had to let you have people from before it who
I would have made it a lot harder.
Who I didn't write down. Yeah, but yeah, no, there we go. That it might need a little bit of a tweak, that format, but
you need to shrink the pool, and then you might
The
see some more matches.
Don't change the question after you've already written all the fucking answers. That's the key part. Anyway, right. So I'm sort of thrown a little bit. I don't really know what I'm doing now. Who are we playing tomorrow?
Bolton
Wanderers.
Bolton Wanderers. Ah, yes, Bolton Wanderers. So tomorrow, Bolton Wanderers. Yeah, we're even gonna get absolutely ratted, or we might nick a win. Well, where do you think it'll go?
They've had a crap January so far. Like 1-1 Doncaster, 0-0 Northampton, lost 3-1 away at Peterborough, lost to Port Vale, and then finally got a win against Wigan in their last outing on the 17th. So
Everybody
I think
beats
we'll beat them
Wigan.
1-0.
We don't.
Oh, we've got a good record against Wigan. We might not have won there this season, but
When was the last time we beat Bolton?
We've never done it, I don't think.
I'm going to go with never.
That
I'm
was
fairly
what
sure
I
it's
thought
never.
the answer would be. Yeah,
It
we've
is
drawn
never.
twice, won 4 times.
Lost.
They've won 4 times. Yeah.
I went to the 3-2 away. That was actually a really good game, though, to be fair.
Yeah,
we
we
nearly
got
did
2,
get a
didn't
point.
he?
It was a good game. We haven't necessarily played badly against them, then it's a good side.
I was dressed up as a minion for the last game we played against them.
Of course.
I was playing cricket, so I managed to avoid having to go to that.
I think Bolton, I think they've had a little bit of a wobble, but I think they're a very good side generally. And it's going to be a real fucking task. And I really wish we'd played them way back when we should have done, and not now.
Yeah.
Can we play everyone when we're good, please?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair, isn't it?
I don't see any reason
See,
why
it
not.
levels the playing field a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much more to say about it. I don't really want to talk about it. I might not even fucking watch it.
I think
I will, but I'll be really angry about it.
I don't have to, because I was going to go to the local pub and say, can you put it on for me? They've got like 2 tellies, but Norwich are playing as well. So they'll always show Norwich on, so Norwich will be on telly instead. So I don't have to watch that. I've watched Norwich play West Brom, which would be somehow worse.
It'll be a better game.
Defense
No.
optional game.
Yeah. For a neutral, they'll either be no goals or there'll be a ton.
They play Coventry on Monday. I might actually go to that because they're at home to Coventry, and that'll be something.
I mean, I don't have any necessarily dislike for Norwich, but I do like it when they lose because their fans really, really go off, don't they?
Yeah.
As a fan base, they are insane.
We're talking about getting relegated because we've lost a few games.
Yeah. To be fair, the talk of it was we all went, no, I don't think it's a concern. Some people are dooming, but I don't think it's a concern. That was the depth of our chat on it.
The talk at the game on Saturday, around the 85th minute mark, was essentially, we're down, call it a day.
Yeah, I remember walking out and going, oh, that was fucking dreadful. We must be like, what, 14th now? And I look and I was like, oh, we're 8th.
While we're doing this, let's talk about the league table. Port Vale, Rotherham, Doncaster, and Northampton are in the bottom 4. Port Vale, they've had 1 win recently.
Gone.
Rotherham haven't.
They are gone. Port Vale are going to go.
Port Vale are done. They're 6 points adrift. Everybody's got. They've got a game in hand, but they'll probably fucking lose it. Then you've got a whole bunch of teams between Blackpool, who are on 29 points, up to us in 37 points. So it's not a big gap between them, but I'm not worried about Northampton or Blackpool overtaking us particularly.
No.
But you've got Burton, Wigan, AFC Wimbledon, Orient, Barnsley, Plymouth, Exeter, Peterborough, Reading, Mansfield, Wickham, Stevenage, up to 8th. And you've got Luton just outside the playoffs on goal difference, level on points with Huddersfield in 6th, and you've got Bolton, Stockport, Bradford, Lincoln, and Cardiff at the top of the table.
With the relegation battle, I think it will probably be a case of, look how tight it is, and then the season ends and the 4 teams relegated are probably in the bottom 6 now. But I do think it will be a case of look at the table in April. It will probably still be the same, and it's if any of them want to get out of it, they will. Otherwise, it will just keep going like it is. We keep saying how close it is, but I check every week. Blackpool's still there, Northampton's still there, Doncaster's still there.
I have a sneaking suspicion that we are going to very slowly just keep dropping from now towards the end of the season. And we'll finish about 30th, 40th, 15th. You know, it's going to be a very slow. Once a month, we're going to drop a place, basically.
I mean, I don't know about you. I would be incredibly disappointed if we dropped into the bottom half of the season, bottom half of the league by the end of the season. Incredibly disappointed. And I'd look at it and I go, like, we would have to have gone on a very bad run from between now and the end of the season.
We've won 4. We won 2. We've won 2 games in 14. Like,
and we still managed to sit in 8th. So imagine how bad
that is outrageous. No, that is outrageous. But other teams around us are starting. Not other teams around us. Other teams below us are putting in good runs.
Well,
and making strides. Only a few, but on the basis of that, there's nothing that tells me we are going to finish above Peterborough.
I think with our games in hand. Yeah, with our games in hand, I feel like we'd have to basically go the rest of the season with like a 20% win percentage on average to really drop into that bottom half.
That would be an improvement.
Oh, I know. We're going to be nearing 10% if we don't win against Bolton and Mansfield, aren't we? But we genuinely have to go on a run of 10 to 20% for the rest of the season, I think, to really be flirting with the 13th, 14th of the league. Because other teams, although they're putting in runs, not many teams are sustaining a run for long enough to really take over and get into that upper echelon of the top 8.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna go through the fixtures for this week across the whole league, and then I'm gonna put you, all 3 of you, and I'll answer as well. I'm gonna put you all on the spot with a question.
Uh-oh. You've had more time to think about it.
I'm not going to tell you what the question is.
You told yourself the question.
I don't know what my answer is at the moment. But yes, I am giving myself.
Name a player from Cameroon who played against Stevenage.
Hang on, I still have my spreadsheet open.
Say again.
Against us.
Steve Leo Bellick. There you go. Anyway, Tuesday night, Stevenage Bolton. Thursday night, Lincoln Burton. Sorry, Stevenage Bolton. Thursday night, Lincoln Bolton. Burton. Fucking hell.
Let's start again.
No.
Read another one out. Over Luton.
Saturday lunchtime, Plymouth Luton. Also Saturday lunchtime, Cardiff Stockport. Then you've got Huddersfield, Bradford, Doncaster, Wigan, Blackpool, Northampton, Bolton, Orient, Port Vale, Exeter, Reading, Barnsley, Rotherham, AFC Wimbledon, Stevenage, Mansfield, which fucking revolting. And Wickham versus Peterborough. Oh God, I'm starting to understand how fans of teams that come down from the Championship feel, because I look at that slate of games. I'm like, that is every single one of them is revolting, isn't it?
At least ours are all at home.
Well, actually, I say that Cardiff Stockport will be a good game. Maybe Huddersfield Bradford, because there's a bit of nibble there, isn't there? But other than that, nothing.
Without Steve Evans, what is the point of playing Mansfield? It's only fun because they used to go fucking apoplectic whenever they saw him.
They really did hate him, didn't they?
My mate, who's
burning passion,
he followed it a lot. He said if he didn't leave, they were going up. He said it did really fuck him over.
Yeah,
without that, what's the point? It's just a boring game.
I mean, there's nothing, absolutely nothing redeeming about that fixture. Stevenage fans don't want it. Mansfield fans don't want it. The league should just null them off. 0-0. Just put them on the table day one, 0-0. Both sets of fans.
If we write down 0-0 now, will anyone actually bother to come and check to see if it happened?
The EFL will look at that and go, yeah,
I can see that.
Right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So for 0-0, attendance 4,100, job done.
That's pick 5 players to get yellow cards out.
4,000? Christ!
2,800. Right. So the question, I've changed the question in an attempt to put myself more on the spot. The original question was, are we going to make the playoffs? And I figured everyone's going to say no, so I've changed it. The question now is, will we, points-wise, finish closer to relegation or playoffs? I'm going to say slap bang in the middle, and we'll be equidistant.
Oh,
I will say we will literally be 3 points within 3 points closer to playoffs.
3 points closer to the playoffs than the relegation zone.
Yeah, I'm choosing to believe that everything's going to be solved with a couple of sign-ins, and we'll somehow fluke ourselves into an Ilias Chair kind of player, and it'll inspire us to sudden mediocrity, frankly.
Yeah. If it helps for the other folks, so we're 2 points off playoffs, and we're 8 points off of relegation at the moment.
That's mad, isn't it?
That is still a swing back to relegation, and I still think 12th, 13th, 14th is where we'll finish.
I think we are going to finish 10th, 11th, but we're going to be. I think the only reason we're going to be close to playoffs and relegation is because I think the gap is just going to go for the relegation is going to go beep, and the playoff one's going to go beep. So,
do you think all four are going to be cut adrift? Basically,
I think they're going to end up 4 or 5 points drift, and I think the playoffs is going to be there's going to be us within a group. There's going to be like 3-4 points off playoffs, but I think the gap at the relegation is going to grow bigger, just because some of the teams that are around there, like Blackpool, Reading, like they are much better than your Port Vales and your Northamptons, and they're just going to pick up what they need to.
Yeah. Josh,
I am definitely going to say playoffs, close to the playoffs, because if we sort it out, if we sort it out, we're only 2 points off the playoffs. I don't think we will get in them, but I think we're capable because we saw 2 months of good football. We go, that's capable. It's January, so you can make signings if you think they're the right deal. Although January is quite bad for you panic or you get bent over on price for someone that isn't worth it. But if we're going to say, well, they'll fix it, well, it's only 2 points. So fixing it would, if it was further down and we're having this conversation in 16th, I'd go, fixing it's getting to 10th. But if we fix it now, we're 8th. If it's 8th and we're bad, what is fixing it? So I'm going to say close to the playoff. I'm going to say 9 points outside of it, but we are like 8th or 9th. I think it will be playoffs pull away more, just because I think someone like Luton can just kick on and go bang.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's the last playoff spot's on 5 clear of the next one, but then that's a little cluster of the next bracket. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it a couple of years ago when I think it was when Evans left and we had a tricky run, but we still finished not that far away from playoffs. It was only
9th, didn't we?
It was only it was only 3 or 4 games, the last 3 or 4 games that sort of like prevented us from making it. If we'd have picked up like maybe a point more a game over that period, we might have made it. Yeah. Pat.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of you. I think closer to playoffs and to relegation on points by the end of the season. I think the capabilities in the squad, we've seen that already, and it doesn't feel like a squad that's lost its faith in one another and stopped playing for one another like we saw back end of the Gary Smith era. It doesn't look like a squad destined to lose every game. They're good enough and together enough to beat the bottom quarter of this league, the teams that are proper struggling.
I've just by complete chance, my mate said the final league table of Nationwide League Division 2, 1999-2000. It's in his book. And
Of course.
Bristol Rovers missed out on playoffs with 80 points.
Fucking hell.
I knew there was. I was trying to think of what I meant. I know I've seen a table recently where there was a big gap between the playoff teams and the teams below it. But yeah, it was 95 points for Preston, 88 for Burnley, 85 for Gillingham, 83 for Wigan, 82 for Millwall, 82 for Stoke, and then the next spot outside was 80 for Bristol Rovers, and then it drops to 65 for the next team after that.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what I'm imagining soon. When teams we said would be really good, Huddersfield, Stockport, Luton, actually decide to be good, and then they'll go, bye. We can't catch Cardiff now. Lincoln are set.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, those spots become quite precious. And if anyone decides to play to their potential, Both spots are gone as well.
Yeah.
But we can still be close.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it. We saw it to a certain extent last season, where you had sort of the top 2 or 3 that pushed on, didn't you? And then you had sort of 3 or 4 that were like in and around playoffs, and then you had a couple more that just missed out. But there were I mean, a lot smaller than that, but there were little gaps where it was like sort of 7, 8, 9 points between each of the sort of tiers, and then the teams in those gaps were separated only by a few points. And I think it's probably it's quite natural that you do have sort of within divisions, you do have those levels of teams that sort of do end up clustered together, and you look at them at the end of the season, you go, yeah, I mean, they're muchness, and these teams are all pretty fucking good. It's rare at the end of the season you look at a team and you go, I just don't know how they managed to make it up there. I mean, Wickham were electric, weren't they? Was it last season? Season before?
It was last season.
Last season, they were absolutely electric. Until Bloomfield left, wasn't it?
I think probably I'll always end this season. I think wherever we've really finished, and it's not going to be us going up, which I've kind of now come to terms with. It's the one season that I think we probably will look back at it in 3, 4, 5 years' time and go, we really could have done something that year in terms of how poor the league has been and how many opportunities we've had to really, to do what Lincoln have done and really take grasp of opportunities and put us in a really good position to make the championship.
I don't think there's a great deal of difference between the two squads. If you look at them, they do have a bit more quality in their starting 11, but I don't think there's not a hell of a lot of depth in either squad. I think the difference is that where we're dropping too many points from being in a leading position in the second half, they're holding on to those games and then nicking the small 1-0 or 2-1 victories where we're letting them slip.
But technically much more alert. Decisions are faster. I imagine their subs aren't starting in the 70th minute.
No.
Yeah. And that's with no expectation that we should make the championship. That's one of those things where in any other season we would have gone, that no way, not a chance. And the way, even at the start of this season, we would never have thought to have been in the position we were at one stage of being top of the league, having realistically, we had 6 points on some teams in the playoff spots at certain stages. And it's kind of like, you look at it and you go, of course, like we never would expect it. But sometimes they're the moments you've got to grasp and really take the opportunity. Yeovil have done it. You could argue Ipswich have done it, but from a championship position. Burton have done it.
Did it.
I mean, Wickham did do it, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're the opportunities where you do get those historic moments and those big seasons that you're going to go into the championship and really struggle. But that moment at the end of a season where you've defied the odds and managed to maintain a position like that. I
do feel like Stevenage would relish going up and being that team that everyone's like, what the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah.
Where do you go now?
League 2. I'm conscious of how long we're running, so he's going to end momentarily, but I have just seen something. 9 of the next 13 games are at home.
Yeah, that's if you're not going to fix it now.
Quite a run, isn't it? And that it has to come into partly come into us fixing things, doesn't it? Really.
Counterpoint: I prefer away games because our fans start moaning for minutes of anything going wrong when we play at home. We're a minute in, there's one misplaced pass. That's it. Just fucking call half time now. It's not going to. Maybe away from home instead.
Right, I'm yawning. That definitely means it's time to fuck off.
I've got a start. It's a national championship day, isn't it? Indiana. I've got a start for that.
Well, you're in for the long haul. Doesn't mean we have to be. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. Nick, do your thing for a minute that I haven't given you the chance to do for the last 2 months.
Oh, thanks. I've forgotten what it was now. Like, subscribe, listen to us on Spotify, YouTube. Do we put our
much like you are doing right now?
Well, yeah.
Go and have a look at boropod.co.uk. I fucked around with it, and there is stuff on there at the moment.
There is stuff, and it's good stuff.
I wrote code, and it does silly things.
Oh, yes. Make sure to follow us on all the platforms. Blue Sky, that's one I always forget. X/Twitter, it's Twitter. Facebook, make sure you stick notifications on so you know when we're posting and going live.
Ooh,
I've just seen it's an hour and a half, so you could watch this tomorrow instead of the Bolton game. Perfect.
Yeah.
You can start it as it kicks off.
You could watch both.
It probably will be as negative as the game. So
I think we've been fairly positive considering.
For us,
it's been more positive than I expected given the WhatsApp chat.
I think the fact that this is called therapy, this one's been called therapy or therapod. No, that's a dinosaur. Therapy pod. I think that considering the name of the episode, I think we've actually fulfilled the brief for once.
Yeah. Successful therapy.
I think you should have done this at 5:05 on Saturday because I would have probably screamed for 20 minutes.
I have wanted over the years.
And it would still have been preferable to listen to Chris Sutton.
I have over the years wanted to try and do like a live reaction thing, but my rage is not full time is not something that I need to let out into the world because everyone will just be like, "What foaming moron."
I don't watch our games sober either, so I shouldn't do a live reaction to anything.
No, it's probably for the best. Anyway, fuck this all. Hopefully things get turned around. Thank you, everybody, and up the Borough.
Pleasure. Up the Borough.
Woo!
Should have roared like a dinosaur.
That's definitely going in as a cold close. You should have roared like a dinosaur.
Even worse if you cut out the bit where you say therapod and go, "That's a dinosaur." If that's not in there, then I just sound like a fucking lunatic.
No, that has to stay in. I've written on like various things where I'm putting the name of the title, the name of the episode. I've written it down about 18 or 19 times, and every single time I write therapod and then go, "Wait, no, that is a dinosaur." I have to go back and change it to therapy pod.
I mean, if you want to do maybe like a nice new idea for the pod art, you just got to turn Revs into a dinosaur and call it therapod.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be? Anyway, thoughts on Bolton?
I am 100% opening with that next week.
He's come prepared match notes to talk about the game. What dinosaur would you be, Revs? What's your favourite World War II tank?
I'm looking at the live stream. I'm gonna have to unmute it to see what the fuck we were talking about. It's only the 35th minute. Hang on. They're watching the cold close. Damn it. Send. Shit. I didn't realise that my live stream for some reason was on the 35th minute. So I'm watching us